Eddie and I met at Webzine 2005. That was probably right around the time the term blog came around. Yeah, so I have a journalism background, so I'd been getting invited to all these parties, and so had Eddie. And so I actually called Eddie and asked him to bring his video camera and suggested that we pretend we have a show.
Yeah, so this came out of a Webzine where we had a whole video track where video bloggers came and were sort of showing off what they were doing. And at that time, I had no video background at all, neither did Irina. But I was inspired by what I saw at the conference. And so, yeah, when Irina said, hey, let's go shoot some video and see what we can do at this conference, or at this party, it was just for fun, just to see what we could do. But the URL for it went around, and people looked at it, and it got some traction. And so soon thereafter, we registered Geek Entertainment TV, which is just a blog. I think it was like
because so everything kind of fell together.
We were doing about 3 episodes a week, actually.
We were?
Oh yeah. If you go back, there were about 3 a week for several months. So the breakdown was kind of initially I shot and edited everything, handled all the blog and the web integration stuff. Irina is like Miss Connection woman. She knows everyone and pulled people in and is like the on-screen personality. So I mean, it's been a blog since day one, and we kind of, we sort of swim around in kind of the Web 2.0 social media circles or whatever, and so I kind of sense what other people are doing, and if it makes sense, I will kind of add it to our site. Anyway, and then we have a sort of a news blog on the side, which just is, as things happen, as we do events and stuff, we publish to that, and then that's kind of a feed that gets sucked in there. How do people find your content once it's been up there for a while? So we've got over 200 episodes there, and most of that stuff you won't see it unless you dig through it and look for it. So discovering the older stuff is a constant issue. Like, how do we bubble that up? How do we get people to see that stuff?
We didn't. Even though we started in November 2005, and we've been consistently. We've never stopped for more than three or 4 weeks, maybe. But we didn't embrace YouTube right when it came out.
And that, we were talking about discoverability before. So people, who subscribe to us through iTunes or come to a blog will find our stuff. But YouTube is just a whole other world. There's a ton of other people on YouTube, and it just makes sense to try to appeal to that audience.
And they do have,
but it's also doubled our traffic. Like, we get more right now. We get more traffic on YouTube than we do on the blog itself.
We get no bad comment on our website.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure everybody knows what YouTube comment is.
Yeah, but YouTube has really challenged me.
But
some of the most intense haters are now our best fans now. So Tech Cab ended up being, you get in the cab and you have to confess your technological sins to the internet.
To a live internet stream.
Yeah, to a live internet stream. So then this year we had Intel sponsor it.
But the great thing is they'll get in and she'll squeeze a confession of some sort out of them, and we get all sorts of notable people. It's sort of a sub-branded Geek Entertainment TV
and people love it.
The great thing about Blip TV, and if you guys are making a show that has sort of a theme, once you do that, after a period of time, you kind of establish yourself as sort of a brand and as have an identity and kind of a niche. And then once you get to that point, it's actually kind of easier for, well, we don't really have a sales team and we suck at advertising. But the idea is, if you have that, it's much easier to go to an advertiser and say, hey, this is what we're about. We've been doing this for so long. And they're more likely to take a chance on you if they know that. So there are indirect ways of getting paid, getting your expenses covered, essentially. We're not good at the sales part of it. But we do have friends who are like, get us a media kit together, and we will go and knock on doors for you. And the media kit simply is background information about the show, who you are, so a bit of information about your demographics, plus viewership numbers. But if you have to do it all yourself, I mean, it's just the beginning part of it. A suggestion I would say is, definitely don't be afraid to use Google Ads. The way YouTube works is they just stick Google Ads, on the side and in the videos, and then you tie that into an account that you set up, and then it goes into your account. And so, it's if you can get viewership, you can definitely turn that into dollars, and you don't really have to do any work other than getting it set up initially. But getting the viewers part is always the tricky part. And then the other thing is, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to people and do like micro sponsorships. Like
a lot of video blogs that do a lot of different things that Eddie and I don't do. Like we don't think our product integration.
Well, so I was very anti-advertising the show at all for a very long time, just because like we didn't want to like dilute the quality of the show with advertising, and we didn't want to sell out and to be like, okay, we're going to be a mouthpiece for whatever advertiser comes to us. And we haven't had to tailor the content in any way to an advertiser. But for us, it's like editorial and advertising are like two separate worlds. You know.
Yeah, and I come from a traditional journalism background where, you know, you weren't even supposed to think about money. Like you have to make money, but at the same time, like, is the advertising influencing your reporting or your content? Well, I mean, one of the things that we'd like to do is we've had some contributors.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
So a lot of people really like our show. When we opened it up, you know, to saying like people who would like to contribute and send in their episodes, you know, we would love to, you know, to publish them on the episode, and I mean on our website. Yeah. And so that's really fun for us, and that opens it up for a lot of people.
And I'm really into wanting to collaborate with other people and have people, you know, everybody's got a different style, different you know, aesthetic, a different everything. And but we are very much open to running content station, but we will definitely pimp you out and provide links and, you know, hopefully get some exposure for you.